Hi, I'm Cherie McDeavitt, and with my friends, I have started a literacy book called Runahi, and it's in the Dahuki and Zahoy dialects. It's also in Shingali Kurdish, and I would like to show you how to train your teachers so that they know what the resources are and how to use those resources. So let's get started. To begin with, in your teacher's book, you have a student book and you have a teacher's book. In your teacher's book, it has all sorts of writing on it here for you to know what your materials are that you're supposed to use. So for example, you need to have some kind of a hard surface for your students to write on. I like to teach on a dushak because it's comfortable for your students. It's close to the ground. You can have the floor space to use to manipulate things. So have some kind of a hard surface for them so that when they're writing, they have that on their backs. Make sure you have some pencils and erasers. These might be new for your students to use because they're illiterate and they maybe have never used a pencil before. So that's part of this lesson, is learning how to write with a pencil. You might want to have a variety of reading glasses, because the reason that some of our people are illiterate is because they can't see well. So if you have a variety of reading glasses that you can get easily at the pharmacy or someplace like that, then on the first day of class you can have a lot of fun. Everybody try them on to see which works so that they can be in focus and not be fuzzy anymore. Also, you have your big book, and this ideally is an unbound big book. So you have your cards that you can lay them out on the floor as you teach. Along with your big book, you have the cards that go along with teaching the lesson. All of these are in your teacher's resource pack. It's a digital teacher's resource pack. Then you have your student book. And in this case, the first lesson, it's Unit 1, Lesson 1, looks like this. Then, after you teach the lesson, you have a variety of games that you're going to use. One of those games is just a simple bingo game. And in order to teach the bingo game, you have to have the pictures that go along with it. After you play bingo, you're going to play what we call Diz, or Thieves. It's the same things, only this time you have little cards, and the students play a game with that. Finally, at the end, you have a mini book. And this mini book is a book. And they take it home with them, and they put it in their library, and they read the whole book. It's only 3 pages, but it's a huge accomplishment for people that have never read before. And then finally, you get some commercial games like Qwirkle, because they're easy to play. There are no letters, just shapes and colors, and anybody can learn to do it. So if your student has kids that want to play along, this is a great thing also for them to be involved in. One other resource that's fabulous to have are little picture books, like our Flowers book, our Partridges book, and then when they get better, big books like At Home in Zaho. And these are these books. We own the copyrights to them, so that if anybody wants to use them and adapt them into another language, we can do that. And the idea is simply to have a lot of pictures with a little bit of text that's in big print, and something from Kurdistan. All the pictures are from Kurdistan. And then not only do they have their mini book that they've learned to read in class, but then as they get more words and as they get all the letters, then they can take a big book home. This is obviously in English, but we can put it in Kurdish. They can take their big book, their picture book home, and read this, and have a whole library of books to read from. And again, to help them feel like they've accomplished a great deal, because they have been learning to read. And it's simple enough, but it's not necessarily for children, it's for adults. The vocabulary is on an adult level. It's just simple and short. Hi, Mahlet. Welcome. Khadhati Squad. As Danish Atadam, to the Tower Belusi, So I'm going to teach Mahlet how to read and write. First of all, you want to get your teacher's book out. the one that has the writing in it. And you want to make sure you have all your materials together. And your student has her student book, minus the little yellow box, and something hard to write on, so it's comfortable in her lap. Okay. So to begin the first lesson, I'm going to read the letters and the title, the key word from the story. I'm going to use the big book. I'm going to read the story aloud 2 times while my student listens. And then I'm going to read the teaching cards. And then I'm going to show the student how to find the words from the teaching cards in the story. Ru. Ru. No lazım to Let's go over that. Okay? She doesn't have to read anything, she just listens. Ru. Then I'm going to put it in front of her so she can see it. We'll do 1 page at a time. R. R. Ooh. Ooh. Now I'm going to read the story. Ru, Linav, Sorana, Ramana, Riya. Lanaucha, Badinana. I'm going to do it again. Ru, R, U. Ru, Linav, Surana, Ramana, Riya, Lanaucha, Badinana. Now I'm going to show her my teaching cards, one at a time. Ooh. R. R. Cherie McDeavitt. R. Qwirkle. Tamam. So I asked her to show me where the letter is in the story. And so she's pointing to it. Can you please put that screen down so that they can see the floor? R. Hami R. Nishon beta. R. Ahami. Ahora vamos a buscar. R. R. Qwirkle. R. R. Tamam. R. R. Ikadi. Okay, tamam. So those tasks. Okay, uava. Ooh. Hani ooh. Nishan. Ooh. 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 Tamam. Başla. Ama tebejit. Ri. Şey. Ri nişanlı. Tamam. Ri. Tamam. Ba. Ya Qwirkle. Afya tamam. Valla. Ru. Qwirkle. Al ru. Ek. Ikadi. Ikadi. Ru akadi. Aha, afya tamam. Ava. Ramana Qwirkle. Tamam. Ramana. Ava, Lenao Cha. Lenao Cha. Lenao Cha. Kivya. Understand. Lenao. Lenao. Body nana. Body nana. The whole, okay, move this way, please. The whole purpose of this exercise is for the student to recognize shapes. So our brain reads by understanding shapes. So when they see this, their brain starts to understand ooh as a shape, as a whole. They don't see it as two separate things, they see it as one entity. And likewise, when they see something like this, where it has sort of three entities on it, then when they get this, even though it's technically two words, Lenov, they kind of see it as one shape. And when you have it on one card, that helps them to understand that. So they see this as, and they match it here, and they understand that that's the word Lenov. Now, of course, she understands this is her native language. So it's easy for her to remember the story because she's been memorizing things all of her life. And now she has this memorized too. And so that also helps to quickly identify sounds with the printed sounds because they know the language themselves. Okay, so you do that twice, and then you give them their student book and you read through the student book. All right? As they put Ru. Ru, Lenav, Sorana, Ramana, Ria. Lenav, Cha, Dinana. Jaradi, Ru. Ru, Lenav, Sorana, Ramana, Ria. Lenav, Cha, Dinana. Now I want her to show me these things. Ru, Nishanurida. Come on, Chibeja. Ru, Ru. Ra. Hamira, Nishanurida. Ra. Ubeja. Ra. Come on. Ooh. Oh. Come on. Awesome. Lenov. 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 Come on. Awesome. Ramana. Lenov Chan. Afia. Briana. Badinana. Come on. Badinana. Okay. And now you want to play tic-tac-toe. So in order to play tic-tac-toe, the first thing you're going to do is get a piece of scrap paper and you're going to draw a blank tic-tac-toe game. She's never played tic-tac-toe before in her life. So you draw a blank tic-tac-toe game and you show her how to play tic-tac-toe. If they don't know how to hold a pencil, show them. Okay. As Yoria navigerar tic-tac-toe, as de gruppen till nishana. Okay. Kiva madve as say gruver. Tanavet as najib. Tanavet to husabiki. Da as nashi se hadaki. So try to explain that you want to put 3 circles in a row, and that she should try to block me with her cross. Okay? Okay, let's do it. 2 hatake kibe. Da'az se the hatake nobu. Na bebe. Da'az se nobu. Asa natu haji. Afia. Duka minade. Da se habit as not as day grew. To the chiki. Afia. Hakadas groover very chicken. Or very chicken. They say habit. Okay. That's nothing. Afia. This time. Just it. Tagashi. Okay, over tic-tac-toe. And now we're going to play tic-tac-toe at the bottom. Nuka, and tic-tac-toe, yorioki. So, Saka or yorioka, Egg Jivana, Bahuina, Upashi, Nishana Ho, Diarka, Lanav, Charkushata. Okay? Karanka. That's it. About our chair. Beja, Ra, O, Nishana Ho, Diarka. Ooh. Very. As not yellow to not. Ooh. That's not yellow to not. Ooh. But. Ah! Come on. So she got 3 in a row. She got these 3 in a row. She got these 3 in a row. Okay, let's do it again. Ready. Ru. Stay not jumping. Jare kadi. Ru. Trista. Ru. Ra. Ooh. Ra. Anaka. Ooh. Ru. Ra. Now turn to page 3, and we'll continue on with the game. This time it's a matching game. Geowazi diorka. Nishana ho diorka bu geowazi. Haket eka na wak ye di jeba. Okay. Tamam. Au na wak ye di. Dilista. Unveri kishka na wak ye di. Afia tamam. First class. Okay, and then for number 4, the writing boxes go like this. Auli sake, amrinuka bimbisi. Daspepika, se, hatta bini.
Qwirkle. Karamka. Veri das Qwirkle. Das Qwirkle veri. Hatolveri. This is actually much harder than it looks for people that have never written before. Obviously, my student has written before. Tamam. And you would carry on until they finish all the boxes. O avcad das Qwirkle raste chape. So you're teaching them to write right to left and top to bottom. Tamam. And she would carry on with all the boxes. Then on the bottom one, she has to be able to do top to bottom and then right to left. Come here on this slide. Awali, Meser Hatabini, Kashi, Raste Hatachape. This teaches the skill of writing straight lines, which is very important because as we write, we have lots of straight lines. And as you go through the lessons, you get curves and squiggles and other things like that. And this is the process of learning how to write real letters. This is the end of the first lesson. Whew. So for people that have never written before, this is a big deal. You're going to take a little break, and then you want to jump into the second part of the lesson, which is the zoo. So you teach this part of the lesson exactly like you did the first part of the lesson. Same tic-tac-toe game, same matching, same drawing boxes, writing boxes rather. And then finally, you get to the wrap-up activities on page 4. So for your wrap-up activities, for 2 minutes, you want to reread the letters and the stories from your big book. Spend about 3 minutes rereading the letters and the stories from the student textbook itself. So student textbook itself. A couple of minutes distributing and rereading the stories from the mini book. And then you play Thieves, you play Bingo, you play Qwirkle, you have tea, nuts, snacks, and so on and so forth. All right, so the first wrap-up activity that we're going to do is to reread the letters and the stories from the big book. So here's my big book. We're going to reread this whole book. I'm going to read it first, and then she's going to read it. And by this time, she's got it down. We've read the story so many times, she's got the whole story memorized. And that's great, because even though she's got it memorized, it's reading. And so she's going to read it. Ooh. Ru, Linav Sorana, Ramana Ria, Linav Cha, Badinana. Ru. Ooh. Ru, Linav Sorana, Ramana Ria, Linav Cha, Badinana.
Sora. Ramana Ria. Nauta Badina.
Tamam. Zor spas. Okay. Aber geht burada. It's very important to track with your hand or your fingers to keep them on task with where they are in the book, even though they haven't memorized and they're not truly reading every word at all, but they're tracking with it. So you go ahead and do that either with a pencil or with your finger. I'm going to do it with my hand. Okay?
Ru. Ru. Lunauf Soran. Ramana Ria. Lunauta Badina.
Washa Jorakati.
Ru. Ru. Lunauf Soran. Ramana Ria. Lunauta Badina.
Washa. Okay, now we're going to play some games. Luka on the Yorioki. I've got it. Bingo. Karamin, hindi bingo gama Yorioki. So to play bingo, you have to have some bingo chips. So at least 14 or 16 or 20 like buttons or little candies or something you can use as markers. And as the teacher, you are going to play, but you're also going to show the cards because it involves pictures as well as letters. Okay. Waktitud bini vi to Ekejvan, Dana said dismayed. Ohaka ta Hamihusa Hana, on Hamihusa Hana, on Hamihusa Hana, to Bingu. Okay, Ava. And again, students are recognizing the shapes. And that's very important to reading because reading is their shapes. Now there are two trees. Make sure they put it on the right tree. Okay, you get the idea. That's how you play bingo. When you have Hamihusa, to be bingo. Okay, so that's bingo. That's how you play bingo. Okay. Now, baby, Yodira. Had had paved Dutoron meeting. About Ru, our again. About the Ajira. About Kabin, the Musa. So Brie, come and play with her. And again, you're going to use your bingo pictures as the cards. Hakadas Husami Shatadam, Du sie här du raka. Very well. Okay. Okay. Här du raka. Sie raka. Ja, no. Ru. No, if she
What
gets
happens?
Hakata Egbed? Wata Egbed?
Uh-huh.
Tamam.
Oh, we keep our
That's right. Okay, so this is how you play until they're all gone, and then you count. Bijmega, tachandehe, tachandehe. Keep it. Okay, so that's how you play this. Now Qwirkle, in Qwirkle, I mean the instructions are in here so you can read it, but there are 6 colors and 6 shapes. And you play it like Scrabble. You have to make crosswords. When you have 6 in a row, that's called a Qwirkle, and you get double points for that. Okay? So, head eke shash. Avjar, az deni shavadim, chava yoryorki. Bas pishti vejore, az nishadla nadim. Okay? Haked min suretin, ushikle wan nawak eken, ashim yoryorki. Had chor, nawak eken, bas had chor, sur. Tamam. Okay, Nuka, tui, haketa shikalak wat way here, unasura, ta pertakali here, uta kaske, tu che husabiki. Chinko au nawak eken, ip rang, bas wak eken ipshile. Okay, o sti tadena kazna to ishta hindakra kobikida herdam tashashiti. Kazna shashik. Turawi. Bas tu nashe husabki. Tu che bas ek khate cheki. You can only go in one row at a time.
Also, it can't be two.
Oh, there are 2 reds. I'll let you know it. Yani tabas ek. You just put one down, right? Okay. So if you have other yellows, you can put them next door to them. So you can take this yellow and put it here. Okay? Okay, you can do ramen. Min basically here is the husaka. Au chedbit buvere bas chenobit buvere. Tu che husabiki. وهكذا جروفركتي هي تدو جروفركتي tu che husabiki. تمام. بس تنادى بترج الشاش. Turawi. Okay. Let's check again. As nashim welcome to love Qwirkle kaska or auji Qwirkle kaska. You know. Session. Chenobit chibo hami surin beri. Bas tu che husabiki. Au chedbit. Oh, avajit çekti ça. T'as bien acheté? Et voilà, là, tu peux taper. بس تدينون وخلاص. And this is the time you want to bring tea out, get some nuts, everybody have a good time. You're just playing. And you can do this for 45 minutes, however long you want to do it. You just play until your games are done and you go home. But you have fun doing it. That's the whole purpose, is to have fun. So you can only go in one direction. You can do as many as you can of one shape or one color, but you can only do it in one direction. تشيفي وتشتغلين on تشي ويدينا وتشتغلين. تمام. It's easier to do it if your carpet isn't colorful like this, if you have just a plain floor or plain table or something, because this is a bit distracting to have all these flowers and stuff. بس توالي تدينا دون شيء. هكذا إك خطية تشي بس هكذا very generic. Do you have any more reds? You can come down here.
Oh.
And that's a Qwirkle.
Oh.
When you get 6 in a row, that's a Qwirkle. And so you get extra points. Yeah. So that's how you teach literacy, at least the first lesson. And as you go, depending on how many students you have, it makes a difference. How fast it goes, how slowly it goes. If they've never held a pencil before, as compared to if they've had a little bit of reading, writing before, and they just need to brush up on it. Lots of conditions depend on how it will go. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, be sure and contact me at the email address below. Thank you. Bye.